takes for a second for it to go live. So, if you don't see the audio levels moving, let me know. We should be good. Well, good afternoon once again. We'll go ahead and get started. Please continue with your meal, and I would like to thank the Forest for this delicious lunch. I told my wife this morning that I hoped that we had fried shrimp, and they answered my wish. So again, thank you for joining us. I would like to start out by introducing our head table. From my left, our treasurer, Alyssa Cart, our vice chairman, Holden Murray, our president, Beth Chasson, myself, Brady Burrell, your 2025 chairman, Dr. Mike Strain, the Commissioner of Agriculture and Forestry, and our speaker today, and State Senator Robert Allen. Thank you. At this time, I would like to thank our elected officials and special guests for taking time out of their busy schedules to attend this luncheon. With the governor's office, we have Doug Sheremy, who's a special assistant to Governor Jeff Landry. Of course, Commissioner of Agriculture and Forestry, Dr. Mike Strain. The Clerk of Court of St. Mary Parish, Greg Oquan. And Chief Deputy Clerk of Court, Michelle Bork. And we do want to say that we are keeping the clerk's office, along with the family of our former Clerk of Court, Cliff Dressel, in our prayers. He was laid to rest, I believe, yesterday. Also with the St. Mary Parish Council, we have Ms. Gwendolyn Hidalgo. With the town of Berwick, Mayor Duval Arthur and Mayor Pro Tem Lud Henry. Also Councilwoman Colleen Nicholas Askew and Assistant Police Chief J.P. Henry. And also with the City of Patterson, Holden Murray, the Economic Development Director. And with the town of Baldwin, Mayor Clarence Vappy. Let's give them a hand. Today's luncheon sponsors are our featured sponsor, Senator Robert Allen of State Senate District 21, and our annual elite sponsors, Bayou Bend Health System and the Chitimacha Tribe of Louisiana. Please join me in welcoming Senator Allen to say a few words.
First of all, thanks everybody for being here. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our local government here, a lot of you. Raise your hand real quick, anybody in local government. These are the guys that are the eyes and the ears for us. So I just want to say I really appreciate working with all of you and you being a resource to us and our office to be able to address all of our local needs. So thank you. To Commissioner Strain, when he took this over, when he got this job, was 75 years ago?
Something like that.
When he took this over,
Back when I had hair.
when he took this over, the Department of Agriculture, it was in a bad spot. And he's very humble, but I just want to thank him publicly again for not only turning that around, cutting the budget, getting us back where we need to be, because a lot of people don't understand how big the Department of Agriculture is. They take care of all of the ag, the forestry, but also they fight fires. How many bulldozers?
Right now on staff, we got about 130.
130 bulldozers. When you see all those pictures of the forest fires or whatever it may be, those guys are out there. So they not only represent agriculture at the Capitol, and they're sitting in those committee rooms every day working with legislators to make sure that agriculture is protected, which is a big part of our economy here. Not only doing that, but I wanted you all to know how hard they work doing all of these other things in the field. So with that, thank you for all your hard work, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, Senator. I agree. My father-in-law is a cattle rancher and has 50 acres of pecan trees, so we get it up there in Little Eva and around Natchitoches, so we get it how important it is. It's important to our family. Again, want to thank our sponsors, Senator Robert Allen, State Senate District 21, and our elite sponsors, Bayou Bend Health System and the Chitimacha Tribe of Louisiana. Without our sponsors, we just couldn't be here. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the unsung heroes of our organizations, our administrative assistants. Their contributions are invaluable, yet often go unnoticed in the daily hustle. We are proud to recognize Mrs. Michelle Fournette of South Louisiana Community College as Administrative Assistant of the Month. Her dedication to both the college and our community is exceptional. She has streamlined student procedures to provide information more efficiently and personally, ensuring every student has a smooth and supported experience. Beyond her administrative duties, she manages marketing for the program, highlighting student success, community partnerships, and industry opportunities. Mrs. Fournette consistently goes above and beyond, making her an invaluable asset and a perfect example of an outstanding administrative assistant. Congratulations, Mrs. Michelle Fournette. Please come forward to receive this well-deserved token of appreciation.
Okay. We're gonna go over here and take a picture.
The photo booth.
No, he's at a structural festival. Bless his heart. He's my designee. He said this one won't be.
Again, congratulations.
Just one calculate, she's also an election commissioner.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Judge O'Quinn, our clerk of court. He said she is also an election commissioner. So thank you for serving our parish. I was also informed that we have a school board member here, Ms. Deborah McClarity. Oh, you're part of the school board. I'm sorry. You can run if you like. I don't think you want that headache. Next, we'd like to take a moment to celebrate our October Business of the Month. These spotlights aren't just about celebrating our large businesses and the impact they make. We also take pride in recognizing small businesses that are making a big impact in our community. This month, we are proud to honor the Bearded Marketer by Garisco Marketing. That's a mouthful. Thank you, Greg. Who celebrated 5 years in business this July. No small feat, especially in a community like ours. While he has quietly been making a difference for years, over the past year, he has really stepped into the forefront, making a name and a face for himself locally. From hosting business growth lunch and learns to co-founding Get Connected St. Mary, he's not only supporting and sponsoring initiatives, he's bringing people together and strengthening connections across our community. And that is exactly the type of business we like to spotlight. So congratulations to Gregory Garisco. Please come forward to accept your plaque.
No, he's told me. Of course. I'm just, I got to take. Oh, yeah, well, I don't think, you know. Yes. With dad's paper. Keep it short. Oh, he was. Of course. I understand.
Hello, everyone. So I am the Bearded Marketer, and I have this written out so I can catch everything. I do AI a lot, so AI wrote it for me. That's, of course you can. All right, so hey everyone, I'm Gregory Garisco, the face behind the Bearded Marketer and founder of Garisco Marketing. A huge thanks to the Chamber for naming me Business of the Month. I'm proud to live and work right here in St. Mary Parish, helping local businesses grow louder, sharper, and smarter. At Garisco Marketing, I do more than just make posts. I build brands that stick, and systems that scale. From social media and ads to websites and automation through the Bearded Marketer system, our goal is simple, make your marketing actually work. So now I want to personally invite all of you to my ribbon cutting and Christmas after hours on December 11th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Bearded Marketer studio. That's my office in Morgan City. We'll have food, drinks, live demos, networking, and some killer giveaways. You'll get a flyer on your table. You can scan the QR code and RSVP to enter into the giveaways. I do want to say, I believe my RSVP button link is not working, so just scroll down to the bottom of the landing page. I'll fix that when I go back to my office. Let's see. Come celebrate, bring a friend, and let's close out the year the right way together as a business community. And thanks again to the Chamber for all you do for supporting local businesses, and I hope to see y'all on December 11th.
You might want to try AI to get that button fixed. If you know so much about it, I have to mess with it. We're good friends. He serves on so many boards with us, the Chamber Board, the St. Mary Outreach. I know he's on Kiwanis. He's with Lighthouse Festival in Berwick. So, and then he doesn't have his assistant today, Penny, his dog, who's usually with him. So he left Penny at home. Before I introduce Senator Alain again, I mentioned this at last month's luncheon, but since we're on the West End, several of us from the St. Mary Chamber of Commerce were honored to represent you in Washington, D.C. at the beginning of September. We met with several members of our congressional delegation, Senator Cassidy, to make sure the funding and everything is still going, and let them know the good things that are happening here in St. Mary Parish. I was honored to represent the Port of Morgan City to make a presentation on their behalf. We're excited about the $1 billion of work being done on that end. So I just want to let you know, of course, myself, along with Beth, her husband Tyler, my wife Lauren, and board member J.P. Henry, and along with, we have Dr. Mike Garcia with South Louisiana Medical Associates, who represented the Houma region as well. So Dr. Garcia, thank you for coming. He was on that trip as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Senator Robert Alain to do us the honor of introducing our speaker for today.
Like when you're top again.
Oh, I don't have no lines?
Oh, there you go, right there.
All right. All right. Here?
Right here. Oh, well,
You're winging it.
oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, no.
No, I think you got to wing it.
Sure.
Oh, all right.
Yes,
I
indeed.
thought I was winging it earlier.
They didn't give me a script for you. I'm sorry.
All good. I'm not.
Cutting into my lecture time.
I'll be very brief. Everything I said earlier, again, thank you, Dr. Train, for everything you do, and welcome.
Thank you.
Great job.
Good job.
I couldn't have said it better myself, right?
You did. You did very well. You know, I've been in political office since 1999, and a lot of times they go because they know sometimes I tend to talk a good bit. So they say, look, he doesn't need any introduction. Mike's here, right? Or they just take my Stetson and put it on, if I'm wearing the Stetson, put it on the table. That's the introduction. But it's good to be here. Robert, thank you. Thank you very, very much. And I tell you, you're doing a tremendous job. We work a lot together. We do. And you know, when I first ran back in 1999 for the House, I got to meet and become good friends with your grandfather, Rural Adams, who is chair of the Ruralton Club. Y'all got that, right? And Mount Hermon, Louisiana. And I can tell you, we were up there very frequently. How many of y'all been to Mount Hermon? That's what I thought.
Been in the area.
Okay.
Been close.
Yeah, you gotta get there and find it, right? But man, you talk about cooked fried chicken, barbecue chicken, and crawfish all the time. We became very good friends. And then 8 years goes by, and I'm decided I'm running statewide for commissioner. And Roy said, look, let me call my daughter, Kim, and my son-in-law, Brett. Okay, right? And so we came down here, and we met with your family threw me one of my first fundraisers, right? And let me tell you something, I ran against a titan. You know, Commissioner Odom had been in office as an incumbent, was in office 28 years. One of the most powerful politicians in Louisiana history. Yes, that race almost killed me, right? But we got it done. Sticking together, working together. And we continue to work together. And we're going to tell you a few more stories as we move forward. So again, if y'all know that, you know, that is not me. It doesn't have a Stetson on, right? Y'all know who that is? Justin Wilson. Now, do you know who his father was? Harry D. Wilson, Commissioner of Agriculture under all the years of Earl Long. His grandfather, Dr. Wilson, right, introduced strawberries into Tangipahoa Parish because they're going through a depression, and there's this beautiful railroad railroad, North-South Railroad. So you know what? We can raise strawberries and ship them on the railroad to the north. And an industry was born. Next, please. So again, as you know, whenever you're out there going shopping now from the North Shore, and if you're from the New Orleans, they call it making groceries. Whenever you're making groceries, you look for that certified Louisiana label. Fresh, local, certified products. Now, Chef Al, he told me, he said, look, I've already been schooled once this morning, right? I know you want shrimp. I said, that's right. What kind of shrimp? He said, local shrimp. I said, that's right? But again, local products, fresh, local. We now have 800 companies are certified Louisiana. And it's going to be Louisiana products. If not, I don't sign on the dotted line that allows them to use that logo. Next. And again, we have a whole family, certified Creole, certified Cajun, certified farm to table, certified craft beverages. If you are, every once in a while, want to take a little sip, right? And some of it's non-alcoholic. Now we do have some non-alcoholic certified beverages. Next. And if you want to stay in tune what's going on each and every day, you can, this is put on by the Louisiana Farm Bureau News and the Voice of Louisiana Agricultural Radio Network. And that's part of the National Association of Farm Broadcasters. This is produced each and every day. It's a podcast, but the latest news, it is free. You just go to lfbf.org. If you can't remember, Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation, and click on the Voice. It'll be sent to you each and every day. And so there's a lot of information there. Next. And so it's got dates, but also has the most recent commodity prices. Now, for us farmers, Robert, how many times a day you look at commodity prices? Not often. Oh, my Lord, we got work to do. Now, I understand. You don't have that screen in your tractor?
No, you check it off.
All the time. No, all the time. My dad used to watch the weather maybe 10 times a day. And one time, my mother said, Butch, it's not going to change. He said, it might, right? It might. Then also, you can click on, we do a morning farm report looking at yesterday's analysis of all the different markets, a cotton report, a soybean report, corn, rice, and soon the crawfish report. Next. And the other part is that you can also get This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. Next. And of course, the Market Bulletin. They have some there. This one is free. After that, only $10. Comes out every 2 weeks, mailed to you since 1906. It's my favorite newspaper, and I'll tell you why, and I've already told some of you, open up, my picture's on page 2, every edition. But the latest information, and also classified ads. If you want to buy or sell, if you're a subscriber, those classifieds are free. But it's all about staying abreast on information. How many of y'all read the Wall Street Journal every day, religiously? Every day, religiously. And it's not about what you see that day. It's about understanding the trends. When we talk about agriculture, it's big business. It's the largest industry in Louisiana. It's the largest industry in America. Information, as in any business, is key to success. Next. So again, I kick this up here. Tell you, that cane is nice, right? You know what I'm talking about, the cane, right? You see them smile? Look, and you got Brett is smiling. You know what that means? The cane is nice, right? But when you come in this parish, cane's a big deal. Next. This is the other part with sugar cane. You know, we talk about corn and beans, right? But you're talking about corn and beans and rice and cotton. Sugar, you're adding value. Next. So again, you're adding value, and we're going to the raw and then to white and then also to molasses. But you talk about sugar, 535,000 acres in 24 parishes. 34.9 tons per acre, 8,212 pounds per acre. 20 years ago, what country was the largest exporter of sugar in the world 20 years ago? Cuba. You know what Cuba's doing now? They're buying sugar from us. They've got no sugar, right? And they have almost no rice. They have no food on the island. But again, 8,212, that's 2.046 million tons, $1.5 billion. And that is at today's current price, raw sugar at about 35 cents on raw sugar, our price. St. Mary Parish, here in St. Mary, 47,000 acres, $76.8 million. What's that mean to your economy? About $400 million as it cycles. What does every farmer do when they make money? Put it right back in the farm, right? Right? What did my daddy always tell me? He said, boy, next year we're going to make some money, right? And mama said, yeah, and you're going to spend it too. Next. So if you look at all this, the bottom line, if you look at the overall, and it's maybe a little bit fuzzy there, but sugar, 76 million. But again, that is your largest industry here. And you have a number of other industries. Go on to the next slide. Go on. Can you go to the next slide? Vanna was sleeping, that's all right. Vanna was sleeping, and then, of course, you do have some diversification. Right, next. And the bottom line, I think that number is about, was that about 80-something? 89 million. So 76, 77 million out of 89 is sugar. So when you see those cane trucks running up and down the road, right? There might be a little cane falling off. That's a beautiful sight, right? That's the economy. The economy starts here. All rules, all regulations, whether you build an industry or you destroy it, begins where? Local. All politics is local. You ever ride through Louisiana and go to some of those little towns and they got these magnificent old houses rotting to the ground? And you go through downtown, you wonder, what happened, right? What happened? Well, at some point they said, well, not here. We don't want to do that here anymore, right? They lost their industry. If you look at these cane mills, if you look at that sugar, you look at all that we got to do, we have to protect that each and every day. Because there are people that think, why do we have to farm? We just get our food from somewhere else. Well, my friends, there is nowhere else, right? We have to recognize that. We have to stand up and fight and protect that. That's why I'm glad Robert's in the legislature. Thank goodness he's there with us, because we deal with some things and people don't exactly see things our way. I know they're wrong, but they don't see our things our way. But we have to protect the institutions and the way that we farm and keep working to make it better. But we have to stand up toe to toe. There's certain things we have to do that we've been doing for 200 years. And we are going to continue to do that. We also have to stand up with those that supply misinformation. And you may see that. Next. So let's talk a little bit about the seafood industry. The legislature in wisdom, and for some reason I asked, and they agreed now to put more of the regulation of seafood under our agency. We're the largest regulatory agency in the state. We regulate almost everything in commerce, over $100 billion in commerce. I'm the Commissioner of Agriculture. You think about cows, plows, and cane, right? I'm the Commissioner of Forestry, 18.6 million acres. I'm the Chief Firefighter of the state. I'm the Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the Office of Metrology, weights, measures, and standards. We're over all the grain elevator, or all every gas pump, every scale we're responsible for. I'm the Commissioner of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. So in other words, when they come in to spray for termites in this building, that falls under $1. Or adjudicatory, in other words, they hold court, right, on regulatory matters. I'm the Commissioner of Animal Health and Food Safety. This is falling under food safety. The line is we're very large. But oysters, right? I'm from the North Shore, so I can. This we got to make sure they are enforcing. We got to make sure they are enforcing that. Next. We test fertilizers there. We test for restricted use chemicals. You think about pesticides. All of that is done at that. We test for restricted use chemicals. You think about pesticides. All of that is done at that. lucky, and that's not double select, right? Those friends to compete. Friends to compete. If you demand it. So again, and we have 40 inspectors, and we are out there everywhere, and we are out there everywhere something's being sold, we're out there looking. So if you see, say Boudreaux's crawfish. You see, say Boudreaux's crawfish. Misconstrued on the front. We gave them all 6 months to get right. And so there's no, now we've had a few challenges. The law is okay, that's fine, as long as you know what's in it. Don't be deceiving. It also goes so far as that you'll have counters that culture to where companies are to start looking at what we call adult but I can tell you it's out there. We run about allow them to bring it to the country, then there's a far lower level that they say it's something to look at country of origin. The goal is that so in everybody's mind as we're going drive you crazy and straight to the steakhouse. Now, elemental sulfur. This is a prime source of elemental sulfur. We work very hard. We're going to be testing it, make sure it's free of any contaminants and heavy metals. And this gypsum that was are made in Brazil is here. Same, not allowed to use Real sharp cookie. She really is. I'm very impressed. Same way with Lee Zeldin, who's the head of the EPA. That's a very different perspective. Open phone lines, open communications. I will be with her later this week. And the one big beautiful bill, and then right, the farm bill is important because that is the roadmap. It has resource conservation in it, and so it's up to about 1050. It's still low, but again, they're promising now to meet within a month and to go ahead and try these. It's not just to protect their borders. All that costs money, and China. These massive facilities. Next. So again, things are changing. There's a lot of activity there at the Federal Reserve, thank goodness. No, if you've got record increase in jobs, that means people are going to spend more money, and that could cause inflation. We got to look at, and that is due to what? Abenomics. We're going to see a big still out there. Thank goodness we don't deal with it much in South Louisiana. It is an issue for us where we are in our poultry business. All the things with these solar fields, right? We don't use the F word, farms, fields, solar fields. But here's the key. Month. What about 6, right? China, India, they don't care. And again, we got to look at this on a global perspective. Now, for 40 to 60% of the cost of these solar fields was federal subsidies. Look, if it can survive on a look at cotton prices, with the exception of sugar and cattle, all these are below cost. Right? Price of beef. So I try to go, it's a thing with young people. They want to eat beef. What they got to do very soon. Tough. China and India. New trade, looking at these, and this is consistent. Every commodity we're producing. So wait a minute now. Corn, beans, wheat, rice. Keep going. Keep going. All right. We to the dollar. Next. British pound sterling. Devaluation and continued holding at this lower level. Next. Look at has been spending money abroad. And so we're at a level playing field where the monetary policy, right, has got to correct, and then you will see a rise in the value of our commodities. How much time? What we got? We'll last year. So the farmers are trying commodity prices thousand people. It is infinitely sustainable. Infinitely sustainable. 1 in 3 acres of our production is sold offshore. But the United Kingdom now is a profit. Thank you. The senator's going to answer them. They are going to move forward making those already stated payments, irregardless of the shutdown. They're going to find a way to do that with whatever. Something we've been working on now more than a week. We're looking at alternatives through food banks or whatever. I don't think that money then can be reallocated to the farmers. So most farmers their crop insurance, 50% of it So thank you very much. If you ever need me, give me a call.
Providing us with updates. Before we conclude,
to our elite sponsors, Bayou Health System, every monthly luncheon this year. It's always a pleasure to welcome you. Information for our upcoming Sights Set High raffle calendar. This unique raffle features 52 prizes. WTF forms and background They'll be available for purchase online only. To live music from Chase Landry. Then on Saturday, the Franklin Merchants Association will host the 20 festival. Mary is buying a gift. You're investing in our community. Your sponsorships, partnerships, and ongoing support are what make these Your sponsorships, partnerships, and ongoing support are what make these